In 2021, I had a screen time of 8 hours every single day. 3 years later, I was able to cut it down to 30 minutes. Definitely was not the easiest thing, but what I realized was the biggest mistake that I was making, and that you're probably making as well, is relying on discipline as the answer to your phone addiction. Let me just give you a quick background before I share the actual strategy that helped me. I succeeded in getting rid of my phone addiction, but it costed me thousands of hours of learning, 3 years of trial and error, and so many damn nights of feeling like a guilty piece of shit. Let me just tell you, if you lock in and actually take action on what you learn, you will be able to reclaim your 20 to 50 hours per week. I think if you cut your screen time down by 7 hours and 30 minutes, you get back around 50 hours a week. That's what I did. But anyways, yeah, without any of the pain that I had to go through. Okay? So if you're ready, let's get started. First of all, gradual decrease. This goes against what you've probably thought, okay? If you think that going cold turkey and cutting your addiction instantly is the way to go, using discipline and willpower, you're probably wrong, okay? Because you can't go against your brain's dopamine system. I cut my screen time down by 30 to 60 minutes a week instead of 7.5 hours overnight, which kept failing me whenever I did try doing that. And even though cold turkey might work for some, it just does not make sense from a neurological perspective, because your brain has to get used to the lowered amount of dopamine spikes. And there has been some scientific evidence of a gradual decrease being more effective, but the studies are a bit mixed. There still has to be more evidence on this. But according to me and the people that I've been able to help, gradual decrease does work. And although this is very effective, it is still basically impossible unless you do the next step: environment optimization. You see, your current environment, the place where you are right now, it's probably working against you because you've never even thought about what it does for you. But if you look at the 4 stages of habit: cue, craving, response, and reward, in that order, everything starts off with the cue, your triggers, which trigger you to get your phone. Now, this is the easiest thing that you could do to get to reduce your screen time, because all you have to do is just change your environment, and then the changes just happen for you. There's no effort required on your part. So if you're a lazy piece of crap and you want to take away one thing from this video, this is for you. So reduce your exposure. Delete apps from your home screen. Turn off your notifications. And keep your phone away from you, not next to your bed when you wake up, because when it's out of sight, it will be out of mind. This sounds very stupidly simple. That's what I thought when I first read about this in the book Atomic Habits. But it is very effective. And if you thought that was stupidly simple, let me tell you about increasing friction, which is the third point of this video. So the second phase of the habit is craving. But that is then followed by the response, which is actually doing the habit itself. This is where increasing friction comes into play, okay? If scrolling, the response, requires effort, your cravings they disappear. And it's simple to do this as well. Make it harder to scroll. Put your phone in another room, keep it in a drawer, make every scroll attempt cost something. Maybe you can make a bet with your friends or something like that. I just stuck to the first 2 habits. I didn't make a bet with my friend or anything like that. But you will be surprised at how less appealing the bad habit becomes to your brain once it's difficult. But as you'd expect, these are instant solutions. They're very easy and they won't permanently reduce your screen time. So I'm sorry, this is not going to be the easiest thing from now on. But let's move on to the more effective solutions. Not the easier ones, but the more effective ones. First of all, filling in the void. Fix the real reason you're escaping. Because let's be honest, you grab your phone not because it's exciting, because you're trying to escape a problem in your life. For me, it was boredom and stress, and also a lack of purpose, which I forgot to mention over here. But yeah, the solution to this is simple to understand but not easy to do. So take the time and be patient with this. Identify your escaping reason. Is it boredom in your life? Is it stress, anxiety, or just a lack of purpose and not really having any goals in life? Once you solve the root issue, the cravings disappear, and your life becomes better because you've actually solved the problems instead of just escaping them. This leads us on very well to the fifth point, which is replacements. Now over here I put a picture of a brick wall with a brick missing. That missing brick is essentially your phone addiction. Once you get it away from your life, you've basically have nothing to replace it. That's the thing that you've been trying to do. If you don't decide beforehand what you're going to replace it with, you're guaranteeing yourself failure, because either it will come back to fill in that gap, or another harmful habit will come back and replace that habit to give yourself that same sense of escapism or dopamine. So it's pretty simple. Decide what you're going to replace doom scrolling with. Is it sports, reading, journaling, business work? That's what I did. Just make sure that you decide what you're doing. Ideally, you should be scheduling your days and planning your time. But yeah, replace it ideally with something that is also exciting and something that, fires you up, like doom scrolling. And our sixth point is probably the most important, okay? The previous 5 points were extremely effective in getting my screen time down, but this last thing actually kept me consistent. And it is finding my $1 million reason. If I gave you $1 million to reduce your screen time by 5 hours, you definitely would do that. I mean, who wouldn't want that $1 million? And although I can't give you $1 million, you can create $1 million reason for yourself. That same sense of motivation and drive to actually quit the habit. So get brutally clear on why quitting your phone addiction and reducing your screen time matters. Is it more focus, more money, more creativity, more opportunity, more time to spend with family, more life in general? Get specific on why it matters, and I'd suggest that you journal about this, either on pen and paper or the notes app on your phone. And this reminds me of the quote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." Even if quitting your habit is extremely hard, if your why, your reason, your purpose is extremely strong, it does not matter how difficult it is to quit. So, hopefully those 6 reasons helped you, but remember that nothing changes if nothing changes. You need to be taking action on these 6 steps, okay? Thank you for watching. If you're an entrepreneur who wants to 3x your daily output in 90 days or less, solve procrastination, overwhelm, or burnout, get back 20 plus hours per week, and scale your business to your desired revenue fast, all guaranteed by a pay on results basis, book a quick chat with me, link in the description, to discuss a game plan or solution on how we can do this. And yeah, either see you on the call or see you in the next video. Thanks.